from their homes by growing violence, hundreds of Mexican families spent the holidays in shelters along the U.S.-Mexico border, waiting and hoping for a chance to claim asylum in the U.S. before Donald Trump takes office on January 20th. 21-year-old Michelle was 8 months pregnant when her husband was gunned down outside the family business after refusing to pay extortion to organized crime. Stories like hers were common here.
This country has gone from bad to worse, with so much insecurity. Every time you go outside, you fear something will happen to you.
President Claudia Sheinbaum says Mexico will welcome back its citizens, even releasing a special music video dedicated to migrants. But beyond the platitudes, her government has announced little details of how they plan to deal with an influx of deportees, leaving civil society to take their own measures.
And we're asking the Mexican government to help these people to get reinstated back into society, get them ID cards, then they could enter social services, and then you could help them get a job, because they're putting all the burden on us, on the shelters. We did this.
Ahead of an increased demand for spaces, Pastor Alberto Rivera is building 2 new floors to the shelters he runs in Tijuana. The staff tells us they've received no government funding or guidance in recent weeks. Across the border, volunteers in Southern California are also bracing for a second Trump administration. Border Kindness NGO treks into the desert each week to leave supplies for migrants trying to cross. Thousands have died on these paths over the years. The concern of those who work in this field is that in the event of mass deportations, especially if they target people who've lived in the U.S. for decades and have families and lives there, these routes, isolated and dangerous, will become more and more popular, as these people will have no legal pathway back home.
There are going to be ebbs and flows. There's going to be, higher numbers. There's going to be lower numbers. We've seen it roller coaster through the years, the ups and downs, but we know that it is constant and it is true. People will always be coming across this way, and that's why we're here.
For these volunteers, the work is personal. As children of migrants themselves, they fear a policy of mass deportation will inevitably lead thousands to this treacherous terrain. Julia Galiano, Al Jazeera, on the U.S.-Mexico border.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.